I invite you to let go of there being a right answer and invite you to trust in yourself, because she's trusting in you just as much. That's what leadership is all about. You're not always, you may get it wrong, you may get it right, and find your way. So what we'll do, we are going to walk through sort of how to tackle it. And it's easy to have a should. This is what it should be like, and it's going to go perfect, seamless. There's not going to be any hiccups, not going to be any challenges, and that's what we would like as human beings, because that's easy. That's not life. So when you let go of, is this the right thing? Is that the right thing? That puts pressure on you. That puts stress on you that's unnecessary, because there is no right. I don't have a right. She won't have a right. Nobody else can have a right. There's a right for you two and your relate and your leadership. Let's unpack that. What you can do, measurable, are actually going to be the tangible results. So inside of that, the first thing you can lay out is, what results do you want to receive? Remember, this is really good. It goes back to the distinction we covered in the first month, performance. So inside of how something is performing, you as an individual, your relationship, your business, whatever the case, there's two components to that. What are the results? That is the measurable, tangible, visual evidence of what's happening. Did we make X amount of dollars? Are we happy in the relationship? Are you opening the door every time you enter and exit or get into the car? Flowers every week, whatever the case, that's measurable. The what is accomplished, that's the feeling. So it gives space for all of it. And so the way you'll track it when it comes to measurables is actually looking at, you first have to set the bar, both of you. What are 3, 4 things that you want to see? And I say 3 because human beings, if we're working on something or thing, setting 3 is a nice round number with variety, but then you have multiple goals. So what are 3 things that you want to see show up in the relationship? Affection, quality time, intimacy, communication, the things that you want to see improve that you'll need in order to continue forward. That it's a green light for you. I can work with this. We've got something to fight for and work at, and we can keep going. Same thing on her part. What are her 3 things? And so when we have that, then it's clear as day measurables. You can pull out this paper and look at every time you check in, or at the deadline, and not even a deadline, I'd say like a real evaluation, right? You can check in. If you're spending time, there's connection time. That's the weekly short term. How was this week? Talking to each other every day. How was your day? Talking about the relationship or having quality time together at least once. Those are all connection time. On a monthly basis, you can have an actual check-in to see like everything's on track, anything I've missed, those questions that we had. Like you said, while you're on an intense evaluation, kind of heightened, fluxing, and a lot going on in life as well, on a monthly basis, go ahead and have your check-ins. Go through all those questions that you had laid out, and that'll give you an idea of where you are. And here's the part that I'll give you as far as having a deadline, no, but let's have a commitment. Let's commit together for 90 days. Let's commit together for the next quarter, 3 months. Run it just like a business. This is your enterprise. Let's commit for 90 days that we're going to give our all. We're going to connect. We're going to check in. We're going to deal with the ups, with the downs. But that's the first point. We're committed to reaching that point together. And we both have to agree to it. Remember I said, starting from nothing, everything clear and complete. We're both agreeing to commit to each other for the next 90 days. And in 90 days, we'll look at it from there. And that's where you can decide, okay, look at those measurables. Have you showed up with this? Have I showed up with this? And maybe you have, and something's still off. Maybe everything's good. And you know what? We don't even need to check in as intensively. But that's where you can reevaluate and see from there. And if you'll notice that, that's one of the healthier things in relationships. Now, it may not be so intense, especially if you're looking at separating or dissolving a relationship going forward. But one of the, it's one of those romantic things, what they say, falling in love with. There's a commitment to be with each other, and just giving yourself that time for something that it's a lifelong commitment. There's no rush to say, I'm upset today on Tuesday, so let's just call this quits. Like, let's commit. We're already been committed, put in years, built a family and all that. So go ahead and commit to 90 days or 6 months, whatever you feel. Again, there is no right answer. It's what you want to create, but create it from a commitment, not a deadline. This is the go or no go date. No, we're committed to do this, and we'll take a look and see what things look like in 3 months, in 6 months. I would recommend at a minimum 3 months, giving you some real time days on the clock to put in the work. And with that, the intentionality to connecting every day, to having your dates at least once a week. And every month, go ahead and have a check-in so you can get an idea on where each other in the relation. But be committed for a specific time frame and reevaluate.